Hello everyone, today I'll be focusing on trigonometry and I'll be talking about 9 right-angled triangles. So for your O-level syllabus, you are required to apply the sine rule to solve problems. You're also required to apply the cosine rule to solve problems, and also to use the formula area is equal to half AB sine C to calculate the area of a triangle. So in this video, we'll be focusing on those objectives. So the sine rule may be used to calculate a missing angle or a missing side if the two corresponding pairs of angles and sides are given in the equation. So when we talk about a triangle, so this triangle is a 9 right-angled triangle, this triangle given on this side, right? So when you talk about the corresponding pairs of angles and sides, we say that for a given, so let's look at this triangle. We can see that the triangle is sides denoted by small letter A, B, and C. And also it has angles denoted by big letter A, B, and C. So for a corresponding pair of a side and an angle, we can say from this one, we can say that A, the length of the side A, the corresponding angle of the length of the side A is what? The opposite angle, which is given as A. So this one becomes a pair of a side and a corresponding angle. The same applies for the side C. The corresponding angle of side C is the angle C, which is the opposite angle to the what? To the side C. And also the same applies for B. For side B, the corresponding angle is what? The opposite angle, which is this one, the angle B. So whenever two sides are given and one corresponding is also given, we can apply the sine rule to find the missing angle. So let's say there's a question where you are given the dimension of B and the dimension of what? A, and also have been given angle B, like the corresponding angle of side B is given, right? And the corresponding angle of A, and let's say A is not given, right? So we are saying you can apply the sine rule to find the angle A. In order to find the missing angle or the missing side, the formula of the sine rule formula is given by A over sine angle A is equal to B over sine angle B, which is also equal to C over sine angle what? C. So in order to do your calculation, it said that you can use these two if, let's say, you want to find one of the parameters which is not given. Let's say you want to find the value of A or the value of B or angle A or angle B. So you can use just these two, right? And also, if let's say you want to find C and you are given the dimension of B and angle B and angle C, you can also apply this side only, so that you can just substitute on this side to find the value of what? Of C. The same applies if you want to find the angle, right? Also, if you are given the dimensions of A, right, and also for C, and you want to find the parameter of the missing what? Term, you can apply this one. You can equate A over sine A is equal to what? C over sine C, and then find the missing what? Value. Let's move on to the next slide to demonstrate using an example. So for example 1, we are required to find the angle marked X in the following triangle. So if we take a look at this triangle, let's say this is side A, this is side B, and this is side C. Right? We can tell that side A is given, side A is equal to what? 2.1. And side B is given, which equal to what? 3.6. Right? And also the corresponding angle of A is this one, is given as what? X. So we say the big A, the angle of A, is equal to what? X. Right? And for B, the corresponding angle of side B is given as what? 50 degrees. So say the big B for angle is equals to what? 50 degrees, which is given. Then the question is asking us to find the value of the angle X from what? For this triangle. So given these parameters, we can say that you can apply the sine rule to find the value of what? Of X. Because we said the formula for the sine is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. In this case, we are not worried about C and the corresponding angle because we know that we are required to find the value of X, which is the corresponding angle of parameter A, and also we are given B, the value of B and the angle and the corresponding angle of B to help us to find the value of what? Of A, of the angle A, which is required. So using this formula, we can find the value of B. So on the next page, we are going to do the substitution for A, angle A, and we are going to put the given parameters to find the value of B. So on this page, we just demonstrate what we have said earlier. The measurement of A is given, the measurement of B is given, the measurement of angle A is X, which is what? Which we are required to find. We said this one is A. Let's say this side is A, and this side, take this side to be B. The corresponding of B is also given, which is 50 degrees, right? So applying the sine formula, we can just substitute to find the missing what? Term. 2.1 that's A over sine what? A, then the value which is required to find is X. So we put sine what? Angle what? X, which is what? Angle A, which is required is equal to 3.6 over what? Sine into 50 degrees, the corresponding angle of side B. We say 3.6 divided by sine 50 degrees. So make sure your calculator is in degrees, not radians, because we are dealing with degrees here. So if we use your calculator and the mode is in radians, you probably get a wrong answer. So make sure that your calculator is in degrees when you are dealing with this kind of questions. So we say 3.6 divided by sine 50 degrees, then we get 4.6994. Then we cross multiply, we put sine to this side just to simplify for easy calculation. So we get, after I simplify this term, we get 4.6994, then multiplied by sine X, right? Is equals to what? The other side, 2.1. So after that, you can just find sine X. So sine X will be equal to what? 2.1 divided by 4.69946. Like we just divided both sides with 4.69946. Then after that, you find the sine inverse. You find the inverse to get the angle. So for the second question, we are required to find the length of side marked X in the following triangle. So when you are assigning letters to the side, it doesn't matter where you start. So we can say this side is A, this side is B, and this side is C, right? So you can see that the value of A is given is 7, and the corresponding angle, which is the opposite angle, is 60 degrees, right? And side B is given as what? X. And the corresponding angle is what? 80 degrees. So we can see that we are given side A and its angle. B is not given, but the angle is given. So we can apply the sine rule to find the value of B. So on the next slide, I will demonstrate how to find the value of x using the sine rule. So we said this is A, this is B, this is A, this is C. We are given angle for A and also angle for B. So we want to find the value of B. We apply the what? The sine rule. Because we have A and the angle A, we are not given B, but we have angle B. So if we take this part, we can substitute to find what? The value of x. So if you simplify your calculations this side and then you multiply by 80, you cross multiply by sine 80 to the other side, you can find the value of x, which will be equal to what? X will be equal to 7.96, which means the length of this side, x, which means that the length of this side, x, is equal to 7.96, and then you are done. Moving on to the cosine rule. The cosine rule may be used to calculate a missing angle if the sides of a triangle are given. Let's look at this triangle. Let's say you are given measurement B, A, and C, and you are required to calculate the angle C. So you apply the cosine rule to find what? The angle C. As we have talked about, C is a corresponding angle of what? Of measurement C, and A is a corresponding angle of measurement A, and B is a corresponding angle of measurement B, right? Also the rule says that it may be used to find the side of a triangle given a corresponding angle and the other two sides. Let's say you are given the value of B and value of A and also angle C, and you are required to find the value of C, like the length of C. So you can say that the corresponding angle is given and the other two sides are given. You can also apply the cosine rule to find the value of C. So looking at the formula, the cosine rule formula is A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So we are saying the value of A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C cos the opposite angle of A. Mind you, A and the corresponding opposite angle. The same can just be interchanged. Let's say we are required to find B, so we just say B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos the corresponding angle of what? Of B. So you just interchange the parameters. If you are required to find C, so we say C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos the corresponding angle of side C, which is equal to angle C. As you can see here, the corresponding angle of C is C, and the corresponding of B is equal to B. So on the next slide, we'll look at an example to demonstrate the cosine rule. Example 1 says, find the side marked X in the following triangle. We are given this side. Let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So to find the value of X, we apply the cosine rule, and we say A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So this formula is just the general formula for all. Don't get confused, because earlier when I said since this side is C, you're supposed to say C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. So you can just interchange the letters, it doesn't matter, but just know that this angle here should be the corresponding angle of this side, which we are required to find. Say this is C, this angle becomes C. This angle becomes C. If we make this side A, the corresponding angle will be what? will be equal to what? To A. So don't get confused. So in order to find the value of x, we can then substitute into the formula. Let's say this side is A. We say that x squared is equals to the value of b, which is given 22 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 22 times 28 cos what? The angle 97. So this is given here. After that, since it's x squared and we are required to find the value of x, you can just square this side, find the square root of this side, and don't forget to put brackets so that because you are finding the square root of this whole term, because you are finding the square root of both sides to find the value of x, which is demonstrated below. So x is equal to the square root of this side of 22 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 22 times 28 times cos 97, and you find out that the value of x is equal to what? 36.66. So example 2 says that work out the angle p degrees in the diagram below. You can see that we are given sides. We are given all the three sides. We have 7, 8, and 5. And we can tell that this is a non-right angle triangle. And we are required to find what? The value of angle P. So we can see that angle P is what? Is a corresponding angle of what? Of side with the measurement of 7. So we just apply the cosine rule formula in order to find the angle P. So we just manipulate the formula a bit in order to suit what you are required to find. So on the next slide, I will demonstrate on how to calculate the required parameter. So since we want to find the value of P, we can apply the cosine formula. So what we need to do first is to rearrange the formula so that we can have this term, just this term without the negative on its own, so that we can leave cos A on the other side, and then we put the rest of the terms on the other side in order to find what? The angle. So first of all, we will put 2bc cos A on its own and the other terms on the other side. So we can say since this one is negative, we need to keep it positive. So we can bring it what? To the left hand side. So we say that 2bc cos A is equals to what? B squared plus C squared. Then we take A squared to the right hand side, and then it becomes negative. So it becomes 2bc cos A is equals to B squared plus C squared minus A squared. Then we divide both sides by 2bc so that we will just be left with that cos A. So the new formula will be what? Cos A is equals to B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2bc. And this is the formula we use to calculate the angle. This formula. We use this formula to calculate the angle. So by just substituting the terms, we can what? Find the angle. So let's say for this problem, angle A is the P degrees required to be calculated here. So we can say that the corresponding side of P degrees is what? Is 7, which can be represented by A. So let's say this is A. So automatically this side can become B and the other one C. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you start. You can say this one is B and the other one is C because they are all on the other side, and here they are also on the other side, so they don't really matter. So we want to find the angle P. So we just substitute in the formula. So we say cos angle P is equals to P squared is what? It's 5. So it's 5 squared plus what? 8 squared minus the value of the side of the corresponding angle of P is what? 7. So it's minus 7 squared over 2 times what? The value of P and C, which is 5 times and 8. So we can say here that cos P degrees is equals to 5 squared plus 8 squared minus 7 squared over 2 times 5 times 8. Then we simplify cos P degrees is equals to what? 0.5. So if you simplify the side, you're supposed to get 0.5. Since you are required to find the value of P degrees, you can just find the cos inverse of both of the other side in order to find the value of P degrees. So you say cos inverse of 0.5, and you realize that P will be equal to what? to 60 degrees. And then you are done. Moving on, in this section we'll focus on finding the area of a non-right angle triangle. So to find the area of a non-right angle triangle, we use the formula area is equal to half AB sine C, where C is the angle between the sides A and B. You can see here we have side B and A, and the angle in between is C, right? Same applies to B and C. The angle given, the same applies for B and C. The angle in between B and C is A, and also for A and C, the angle in between is B. So you can so what you are saying that for this formula, you take two sides and the angle in between. It's two sides and the angle in between. Two sides and the angle in between. And you can easily find the area of a non-right angle triangle. So the first example says that find the area of a triangle with side 22 kilometers, 36 kilometers, and 47 kilometers to one decimal place. So if you look at these numbers, you can tell that this is a non-right angle triangle. So you can just draw. First you sketch the triangle. Just sketch the triangle accordingly. This side, the shortest is 22, then followed by 36, and the last one is 47. And you are required to find the area of this triangle. So you can, as we have said, that in order to find the area, there should be two given sides and an enclosed angle. But if you look at this situation, we have not been supplied the angle, and in order for us to proceed, we need to find the angle first, and then we'll calculate the area. But if you look at this problem, you can tell that you are given three sides of the triangle, and the angle is not there. So we have said if you are given three sides of a triangle and you are required to find an angle, you apply the cosine rule, because we are saying that a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So we have said in order to find the value of angle A, we just say b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2b. So it's like this is the cosine rule formula, which has just been interchanged in order to find the angle. So we can say this side is A. So the triangle has been redrawn, and this side is B, and this side is C, right? So we're going to find this angle A, which is the corresponding of this side. So if we substitute to find the angle, so for here I've said that the angle, let my angle be X. So I'm saying this angle is X. So I need to find the X first. So if I substitute in the formula, I say that b squared, so this is b, which is 36, plus c squared, which is what, 22, minus what, a squared, which is called what, 47, divided by 2 times b times c, must give me the what, cos x. So then I'll find the cos inverse of this side, and then you realize that my angle is what, 105.7 degrees. So after I get the angle, now I can apply the formula to find the area, which is area is equal to half AB sine C. So I just said AB are the sides, where and C is the angle enclosed by what, A and B. So since I've calculated this angle X, these two sides become my A and B, because they are the ones which are enclosing what? The angle X. So this side becomes now A, and this side B, and now this becomes my angle C. So now I can apply the formula half AB sine C to find my area. So I'll say area is equal to half A, 36 kilometers, times B, 22 kilometers, times the size of the angle which I have calculated, sine 105.7 degrees. So example 2 says that find the area of this triangle. So if you look at this problem, we say that in order for you to find the area, you need to just keep the formula in mind. Form A is equals to what? This is area is equals to half AB sine C, right? This is area. Don't get confused. This is not the angle. It's area. Area is equals to what? Half AB sine C. So we say that AB are the two sides which enclose an angle C. So if you look at this one, we have an angle here, 70. And the sides which are enclosing this angle 70 is this side and this side, right? So which means in this case, we don't have to calculate for the other side X, which means X, we don't need to find X. Since we already have the two sides, A and B, and the angle in between C. So this is A, this is B, and the angle C. So we can easily find the area from this problem. So on the next slide, I'll demonstrate how to find the area. So we can just say that A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5, C, I just wrote C is equal to X just to show you that the triangle is side A, B, and C. But however, we should not waste time finding C because we just need two sides and an angle in between. Like we have this side A and B and an angle in between C. So once you have this one on a triangle, you can easily find the area. So we can say that area is equal to half AB sine C, which is equal to half. A is what? We have said A is 3 and B is 5. And the angle is what? 70. So we say half AB sine 70 degrees. So after you simplify, you can realize that your area becomes 7.05. But since the unit of measurement is not given here, like for the previous example, we've dealt with kilometers, but in this case, it's just given as 3 and 5, and we don't know if they are kilometers, centimeters, or meters. So for your final answer, you write it's 7.05 units squared because there is no unit of measurement which has been given. So you leave your answer, and the unit you put is unit squared because there is no specific unit which has been supplied. So that is it when you are required to calculate the area of a non-right angle triangle.